Welcome to tonight's top news stories from around the world. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Let's get started with the headlines making waves right now. Harris campaign aims to win over Republicans with new strategy. New poll shows Harris strengthening against Trump. Harris interviews Walz, Kelly Shapiro at her home for vice president pick. Trump calls union leader who endorsed Kamala Harris a stupid person. ABC host reportedly received death threats after Trump interview. California wildfire now fourth largest in state history. Venezuelans march over contested election, number of detained rises. Deadly clashes in Bangladesh leave 91 dead, government imposes curfew. Far-right riots erupt in UK in the wake of child murders. At least 37 killed in terrorist attack on popular Mogadishu beach. Novak Djokovic defeats Carlos Alcaraz for first Olympic gold medal. And Bobby Finke breaks world record to win men's 1500-meter freestyle gold. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. The Harris campaign is working hard to win over Republicans, especially those who voted for Nikki Haley. They are trying to get support from state political leaders to lead Republican outreach, but it's proving difficult. A source said the campaign is struggling because of Harris's past support for the Green New Deal and mandatory gun buyback programs. However, her changing positions on these issues have helped. On Sunday, the campaign announced a plan to appeal to GOP voters. This includes forming a state advisory committee in key states. These committees will help with activities like door knocking, phone banking, and hosting events with Republican supporters. They also plan to launch a digital campaign where Republicans can share their support for Harris online. To support this effort, the campaign hired Austin Weatherford, former chief of staff to Adam Kinzinger. Weatherford stated that many Republicans are against Trump's extreme views and will support Harris. The campaign also received endorsements from Republicans like former Governor Bill Weld, former Representative Denver Riggleman, and former Trump press secretary Stephanie Grisham. Some Republican surrogates will join Harris at the event this week. A new poll confirmed Sunday that Kamala Harris is now level with Donald Trump in the race for the White House. With the November 5 election approaching, Harris has closed the gap that Trump had built before President Joe Biden dropped out. The CBS News YouGov poll shows Harris with a one-person lead over Trump nationwide, compared to Trump's previous 5-point lead over Biden. In key swing states, Harris and Trump are tied. This is promising for Harris, who entered the race last month after Biden stepped down due to concerns about his age and mental fitness. Harris, the first Black and South Asian woman vice president, is working quickly to define herself before Trump can. A crucial moment will be when she announces her vice presidential pick, expected to be a white man and a moderate Democrat to balance her ticket. The top candidates, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, met with Harris in Washington on Sunday. The CBS poll indicates that while Harris is gaining, Trump is still favored on the economy. Only 25% of voters think they will be better off financially if Harris wins, compared to 45% for Trump. Vice President Kamala Harris interviewed 3 candidates for her running mate on Sunday at her Washington, D.C. residence. The contenders are Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, U.S. Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona, and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Harris plans to announce her pick on Monday and will appear with the nominee in Philadelphia on Tuesday. A social media announcement will also be made. Harris met with her vetting team, including former Attorney General Eric Holder, on Saturday. They discussed the candidates' backgrounds and finances. On Friday, she had a 90-minute meeting with Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Choosing a running mate is crucial for Harris as she gears up to challenge Donald Trump in the November election after President Joe Biden dropped out. Her shortlist includes candidates known for appealing to rural, white, or independent voters. Harris' choice will shape the future of the Democratic Party. Governor Shapiro faces criticism from progressive groups for his stance on Israel and his handling of a sexual harassment complaint. Some labor groups criticize Kelly for his opposition to union-boosting legislation. Walz, popular among progressives, has faced age-related criticism but defended himself humorously. Donald Trump criticized United Auto Workers leader Shawn Fain, calling him a stupid person, in a Fox News interview on Sunday. Trump's comments came after the UAW endorsed Kamala Harris for president. Trump claimed that many UAW members support him despite their leader's decision. Trump also mentioned his proposed 100% tariff on imported cars, which economists say would raise costs for Americans. However, Trump believes the tariff would boost the auto industry if he returns to the White House. The UAW, one of the largest and most diverse labor unions in the U.S., endorsed Harris, praising her record of supporting the working class. They stated that Harris stands with them against corporate greed. Trump and the UAW have a history of exchanging insults. Trump has previously called for Fain to be fired and labeled him a dope. In response, the UAW called Trump a scab and criticized him for favoring wealthy interests. The union's endorsement of Harris follows their previous support for Joe Biden before he withdrew from the re-election race. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. ABC News' senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott has received death threats after her tough interview with Donald Trump at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention. Eric Deggans from NPR reported this on Saturday, though further details were not provided. During the interview, Scott asked Trump why black voters should trust him and questioned if Vice President Kamala Harris was on the Democratic ticket only because she is a black woman. Trump called Scott's questions rude and made controversial comments about Harris's heritage, saying, "I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black." Trump's remarks about Harris were widely criticized. Senator Lindsey Graham, a prominent Republican, advised Trump to focus on Harris's policies instead of her heritage. Scott's encounter with Trump is part of his ongoing hostility towards reporters, often calling them enemies of the people and purveyors of fake news. This behavior has raised concerns about potential violence against the press. United Nations experts have warned that such rhetoric from Trump and his supporters, especially after the Capitol attack in 2021, increases the risk of violence. Over 6,000 firefighters in California's Central Valley are working to control the Park Fire, now the fourth largest fire in state history. The blaze, which started on July 24, has burned more than 400,000 acres, larger than Los Angeles. The fire, fueled by downed timber and dry grass, began when an alleged arsonist pushed a flaming car into a gully near Chico. On Saturday, firefighters faced extreme conditions with temperatures of 100 degrees Fahrenheit and winds up to 25 mph. Thunderstorms brought little rain, mostly just downdrafts and lightning, which added to the challenges. Despite these conditions, the fire was 27% contained by the end of the day. The fire has destroyed over 560 homes and structures. The 42-year-old man accused of starting the fire has been charged with arson and is being held without bail. Firefighters continue their efforts to contain the blaze, which is scorching wilderness about 100 miles north of Sacramento. Now it's time for global updates. On Saturday, thousands of Venezuelans protested across the country over the recent election results. President Nicolas Maduro claimed that about 2,000 people had been arrested during the demonstrations, which erupted after Venezuela's electoral authority declared him the winner with 51% of the vote against opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez 46%. Critics accuse the electoral body of bias and many believe the results are fraudulent. Maduro, speaking at a rally in Caracas, vowed severe punishment for those involved in the protests, calling them part of a supposed US-backed coup. His supporters, including Alfredo Valera of the Frontier Union, defended the government's actions, claiming they were protecting democracy. Opposition leader Maria Corina Machado joined protests in Caracas after coming out of hiding. She and her supporters, who also marched in cities like Valencia and Maracaibo, demanded justice and expressed their strength despite threats. At least 20 people have been killed in the unrest and around 1,200 others have been arrested, according to the government. The Organization of American States and several countries have criticized the election results and called for peace. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. At least 91 people have been killed and hundreds injured in violent clashes in Bangladesh on Sunday. Police used tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse thousands of protesters demanding the resignation of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. This is the highest death toll in a single day of protest in recent Bangladeshi history, surpassing the 67 deaths reported in July. The government has imposed an indefinite nationwide curfew starting at 6 p.m. and announced a 3-day general holiday beginning Monday. Internet services have been shut down amid the unrest. The protests, which started last month, are the biggest challenge to Hasina's 20-year rule. Critics and human rights groups accuse her government of using excessive force, a claim Hasina and her ministers deny. Demonstrators blocked major highways and engaged in violent clashes nationwide. Hasina has labeled the protesters as terrorists and urged citizens to act against them. In Shirajganj, 13 policemen were killed, and in Dhaka, at least 11 people, including students and a ruling party leader, died in the violence. India's foreign ministry has advised its citizens not to travel to Bangladesh. On Sunday, the UK woke up to streets littered with debris and damaged property after violent far-right protests erupted in 7 cities. The demonstrations, fueled by conspiracy theories on social media, led to over 100 arrests. Prime Minister Keir Starmer condemned the violence, emphasizing that peaceful expression and violent disorder are not the same. Protests began as anti-immigration rallies but quickly turned chaotic. In Leeds, protesters waved St. George's Cross flags and chanted hateful slogans. In Hull, rioters targeted a hotel housing asylum seekers, throwing bottles and smashing windows. A library in Liverpool was set on fire, and police officers in the city were attacked. The unrest followed a week of riots triggered by a knife attack that killed 3 young girls in Southport. False claims on social media suggested the attacker was Muslim or an asylum seeker, which fueled the violence. The true suspect, Axel Rudekabana, 17 years old, was identified as a local from Cardiff. At least 37 people have died and over 200 have been injured in a suicide bombing and gun attack at Lido Beach in Mogadishu, Somalia. The attack occurred late Friday night when many residents were at cafes by the beach. The bomber detonated his device on the beach and gunmen then opened fire. Somali security forces responded and killed the attackers after a shootout. The Al-Qaeda-linked group Al-Shabaab has claimed responsibility for the attack. Videos shared online showed bodies on the beach and people fleeing the scene. Somali Health Minister Ali Haji Adam confirmed that 37 people were killed. 11 individuals are in intensive care and 64 others are hospitalized, while 137 with lighter injuries have been treated and discharged. A police spokesperson reported that one attacker blew himself up, 3 others were killed and 1 was captured. Mogadishu residents are being advised to stay alert and watch for suspicious behavior. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud held an emergency meeting to investigate the incident, which took place in the usually secure Abdiaziz district known for previous attacks. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 18,162.26. The NYSE Composite is decreased by 330.97 points or 1.79%. Tokyo stock close price is 35,909.70. The Nikkei 225 index is decreased by 2,216.63 points or 5.81%. Shanghai stock close price is 2,905.34. The Shanghai index is decreased by 27.05 points or 0.92%. Hong Kong stock close price is 16,945.51. The Hang Seng index is decreased by 359.45 points or 2.08%. Bombay stock close price is 80,981.95. The Sensex index is decreased by 885.60 points or 1.08%. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. Novak Djokovic, known for his toughness on the tennis court, couldn't hold back tears after winning the Olympic gold medal in the men's singles final. The Serbian star had won every major title except for this elusive gold despite 5 previous attempts. On Sunday at Roland Garros, where he had recently injured his knee, Djokovic faced 21-year-old Carlos Alcaraz, who had beaten him at Wimbledon earlier this year. The match was intense and closely contested, with both sets going into tiebreakers. There were 13 unsuccessful breakpoints in the first set alone, and the match stretched to nearly 3 hours. The crowd was very loud, making it hard for both players to focus, and officials had to repeatedly ask for quiet. Djokovic ultimately prevailed, winning 7-6, 7-6. After the match, Djokovic fell to the ground, shaking and crying, then embraced his family in the stands. Djokovic, now the oldest Olympic singles champion since 1908, expressed his overwhelming emotions, saying he was feeling millions of different emotions. American swimmer Bobby Finke set a new world record in the men's 1500 meters freestyle at the Paris Olympics, defending his gold medal with a time of 14 minutes 30.67 seconds. Finke broke the previous record of 14 minutes and 31.02 seconds set by Sun Yang in 2012. Italy's Gregorio Poltrineri took silver, finishing 3.88 seconds behind Finke, while Ireland's Daniel Wiffen earned bronze. Finke, who also won gold in the 800 meters, is the first male swimmer to win back-to-back golds in the 1500 meters since Grant Hackett in 2004, and the first American to do so since Mike Burton in 1972. Finke's victory was crucial for the U.S. team, which had not won any individual gold medals before this race. His win brought the U.S. their 7th gold medal of the meet, pushing them to the top of the medal table ahead of Australia. The U.S. women secured the top spot with an 8th gold in the medley relay later in the evening. Finke led the race from start to finish, outpacing his competitors by a full body length early on. He expressed joy at winning and hearing the national anthem once more. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Harris campaign aims to win over Republicans with new strategy. New poll shows Harris strengthening against Trump. Harris interviews Walz Kelly Shapiro at her home for vice president pick. Trump calls union leader who endorsed Kamala Harris a stupid person. ABC host reportedly received death threats after Trump interview. California wildfire now fourth largest in state history. Venezuelans march over contested election, number of detained rises. Deadly clashes in Bangladesh leave 91 dead, government imposes curfew. Far-right riots erupt in UK in the wake of child murders. At least 37 killed in terrorist attack on popular Mogadishu beach. Novak Djokovic defeats Carlos Alcaraz for first Olympic gold medal. And Bobby Finke breaks world record to win men's 1500-meter freestyle gold. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all LED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.